Ugh. That always got me with their eyebrows. Like, look how fucking huge these eyebrows are. It's ridiculously hilarious because, like, why? Just why are they that? Anyways, here we go. Solar Oh, well, we're on Illidan PvP. I think it's a. I just picked that because it was a large server. So. Okay. Let's throw her down. So, this video we're going to be doing all of the start zone class. And by start zone, I mean like the immediate, like.
The Blood Elves,
yeah, Blood Elves.
following the will of their crazed leader, Sunstrider, channel dangerous, chaotic magics to transform their sacred Sunwell into a gateway of unspeakable evil. While Aezeroth and his demonic masters were eventually defeated, a different
look,
kind
someone
of
was dead there.
transformation occurred within the Sunwell itself, as a dying Naru sacrificed its life essence to reignite the Sunwell into a fount of holy energy. Now, the Blood Elf regent Lorthamar Theron sees a new hope on the horizon for his people. Over time, the Sunwell's light could cure the Blood Elves of their cursed state. But many still cling to the arcane powers they've procured, and are hesitant to relinquish them. As one of the remaining Blood Elves, you must fight to protect Quel'Thalas, and help redeem the soul of your ancient people.
Exactly. So, one thing that I think is interesting is that the Blood Elves are old as shit, right? And, well, hold on, let's start this first quest. Reclaiming Sunstrider Isle. The sooner you begin your education, Celeray, the better for all of us. There's little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals, the green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here, have long been used to power the Isle's experimentations. Mana worms were their guardians, but the scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas has driven them errant from their lack of magical control over them. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this, then return to me. Objective: kill 6 mana worms. They are located close to the burning crystals and are adjacent to the tower and gazebo. Completing this will give me 50 copper and 120 experience. Alright, so let's go kill these fools. So, she's right there. We're going right here to kill some mana worms. They're all scattered out. And, as what I was saying before was, there's this really... You have to think, like, the reason that the Blood Elves had this problem with the Sunwell is because, like, the Elves were fucking attached to that stuff for forever before, like, the humans or anyone else, because they're, like, ancient. So that'd be like saying, like, oh, hey, I live in America, so we're gonna say, like, hey, you know what, we're gonna change every fundamental system. We're no longer capitalists. We're just gonna completely replace how everything works. And it's gonna be fine. So when they say that it's some people are kind of holding on to the old ways, I kind of get it. Like, these people are super old. Like, their culture is well established. So to suddenly, even with like current events and things changing, the idea of completely giving up their arcane roots seems a bit... it's extreme. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, because it does seem like their addiction to their mana addiction and all that was definitely a problem, but being easily giving that up seems a lot easier said than done. Oh, sweet. Thanks, person. Get a free kill there. Look at that. Their heirloom gear just one-shotting everything. I decided to not use heirloom gear or level boosts or anything else right now because this is the first time I played WoW since Warlords of Draenor, and I quit halfway through Warlords. I quit before any of like the final raids or anything because I just got bored with it, and so I just kind of wanted to go back to see how this compares to when I first started playing. I started playing just before Burning Crusade came out, and played my first like iteration, because I played on and off through my life.
State your business. From
vanilla, end of vanilla into Burning Crusade, quit at the beginning of Burning Crusade because I was in high school and I didn't have a job or anything. Oh, anyways. Sorry, we'll go back to that. Reclaiming Sunstrider Isle. You've successfully completed your first task. For that, you are to be congratulated. Such success gives me faith that you will turn out better than those young Blood Elves who fail to heed the lessons of their masters. Continued success will be rewarded, not only with knowledge, but also with tangible rewards as well. Your work here, however, is not finished. There is much more to learn, my young friend. Alright. Unfortunate measures. Your efforts have made something clear that honestly I wish were not true. The unchecked power of the burning crystals have maligned? I know, like malignant. Anyways, has maligned a much larger swath of the Isle's natural balance than I thought. We must now take more unfortunate measures to reclaim control. The nearby lynxes have succumbed to the influence of the crystals, and they must be put down. Bring their collars, Scylla, as I may yet be able to fashion magical strength to turn some back from being uncontrolled. So our objective is to collect 8 lynx collars from the Springpaw lynxes and their cubs, and then return to Magistrix Arona over here on Sunstrider Isle. And she will give me some lynx skin gloves, 50 copper, and 500 experience. So let's throw down and kill us some lynx. Alright, so there should be lynx if I go out this way, I believe, or is that just more? Yeah, see, there's one. I think it's a cub right there, but there should be more out this way. So, oh, what's this? Go away. Oh my god, this damage is so bad. Alright. Got a collar, we leveled up. Alright, so we have collected all of our lynx collars, and as you can see from that's where we were. We're just going to walk right back up these stairs and go talk to, what's her name? Aetrix or Arona? Magistrix Arona.
Victory lies ahead.
Oh shit, I didn't remember that. Anyways. Yeah, so the tower and surrounding areas should now be relatively secure, though only for the time being. You've done well in providing us with a buffer of security. We will need to reassert control over the entire isle if we're to survive here in the long run. This will involve tackling much greater threats than errant mana worms and lynxes. Take this, Scylla. You will no doubt make good use of it for the task to come. And I'm going to get those gloves, the 50 copper, and 500 experience. Next quest. Report to Lanthan Perlon. You'd report to my assistant, Lanthan Perlon. He will instruct you on what needs to be done next. While we here at the Sunspire will continue to reign in the burning crystals, you'll be focused on more pressing matters concerning Valthrian Academy. Lanthan will explain fully when you speak to him. Simply walk west of here along the path and you should see him standing close by. Good luck, Scylla. Your continued success shall be rewarded. Alright, so we gotta go talk to Lanthan Perlon on Sunstrider Isle, and he is standing on the path to the west. And for that, I'll receive 25 experience.
Keep your wits about.
Alright. Well, first, we should probably, like, equip some of this.
I can't use that yet.
Sass me. I'm just literally just pressing shit at this point. Oh, that's okay. Let's go collect these though. What quests we got going on here? Arcanist Helion. Thirst Unending. If there is only one lesson you deign to remember from your time on Sunstrider Isle, let it be this. Control your thirst for magic. It is a thirst unending, Scylla. What you absorb must be controlled and released via arcane torrent. Failure is to become one of the wretched, hopelessly addicted and insane. Seek out a mana worm and unleash your arcane torrent upon it. Learn to master your power. When you sufficiently release the arcane torrent, return to me. So I have to use my Arcane Torrent racial ability on a mana worm and then return to him. In return, I'll receive a pair of Vigorous Bracers and 250 XP.
Time is of the essence.
Okay, so we'll go do that in a second. Over here we have Arcanist Ithanis, a fistful of silvers. It's a shame that we've lost control of many of the creatures here on the island. This was once a tranquil place to study and research. Now it's all we can do to keep the things from being attacked by our own creations. I'm going to offer you a chance to receive a magical boon in exchange for some collecting work on your part. Bring me a stack of arcane slivers that are found on the mana-using creatures of Sunstrider Isle. I will cast a spell on you that should aid you in adventures on the Isle. Collect 6 arcane slivers from any creature in the Isle that uses mana, and then return to Arcanist Ithanis, whatever, on Sunstrider Isle. You'll receive 360 XP and a Daylight Cloak, which is not an enchantment, so we'll see if we actually get that enchantment as promised. Oh man, it's a target dummy. This used to be a quest. I wonder if it still is. Doesn't look like it. Alright, so let's go up there.
The
Alright,
eternal
World
sun
Watcher,
guides us.
Solanian? We'll call him Solanian. World Watcher Solanian. The Sunspire held a beautiful vantage of the Sunwall, once. Our lives have been turned upside down, Silaray, but we nonetheless carry on. It is our way. We are survivors. If you were to survive this upheaval, to carry on in your own right, then you must learn how to survive. All Blood Elves must do this. You must master your insatiable hungering for magic before it masters you. The Shrine of Dathramar. The Shrine of Dathramar. Day after day I stand here, watching, waiting. I've been accused of dwelling too much on our past, while my eyes look to the horizon. But it's my firm belief that each visitor to this island should honor those who have sacrificed all so that they may continue to do so. Dathramar Sunstrider was our first king. He led us here from Kalimdor through the Maelstrom. Seek out his shrine to the west, and do not return to me until you have read the plaque upon it in his honor. Our objective is to go find the Shrine of Dathramar, and then return to the Well Watcher Solanian at the Sunspire. I'll get 1 silver and 50 copper and 360 XP. That's not bad for just walking. And then Solanian's belongings. With all the chaos happening here at Sunspire, I haven't had a chance to collect my belongings I've left outside at various places on the Isle. I must maintain my vigil over the Sunwall here, so I'll ask you to collect them in my stead. I need my scrying orb, my scroll of scourge magic, and my journal. Use this satchel for some extra space, as my things are rather bulky. Return them to me and I'll give you a little something. You know, for the effort. You can keep the satchel as well. Our objective is to go collect this junk for him, and then return to him over here. Cool. And for that we'll receive a Sunspire cord, which is a belt, 75 copper, and 360 XP.
We will have justice.
So, the fact that it takes like a 900 XP right now, essentially it's saying like each quest is like 1/3 of my XP bar, so that really does make it worth it, even though it's a really stupid quest. I've always thought this. And the other thing that gets me about WoW and MMOs in general is that when you have a quest structured like this, it's kind of a question of like, Burning Crusade has been out for... It's been out for a minute, probably over 10 years now, and we're still doing the same quests. Like, this dude can't pick up his own fucking journal at this point. Like, how many times has this journal been returned? I know it's like instanced quests, kind of, but like the premise of it as a whole is pretty, it's kind of stupid. Like, how many years have people been killing these fucking lynxes and collecting arcane slivers and shit for these people? Over a decade, apparently, and I don't know. I think it's kind of counterintuitive to the idea of World of Warcraft and other MMOs being an evolving world. Hey, is there a dead person? There's a dead person in there. That's unfortunate. That's just my thoughts on it. I've always kind of felt that way about it. And it's not like it's a huge deal. It's really not. But it's something that I wish could be improved. And I'm not saying I even have I guess a solution there would be to create some kind of quest where it's like, it's not about the problem that they have at this point. Maybe they're just like, oh, hey, kill them because, I don't know, we need their meat or something. I need to make something. And that's just like a business. Like, that's their business, and that's what they do. They're collecting lynx collars to make shit. I don't know. Alright. Report to Lanthan Paralon. Magistrix Arona told me you'd be along quick enough, Silare. The Valthrian Academy to our west, the huge floating building with the ornate spires, is in a bad shape. You're going to be leading the effort to recapture it from one of the wretched, a blood elf who has forever succumbed to their basest cravings. I hope you're ready to work. This is not going to be a lesson about danger. Only going to be a lesson about danger, but also of what happens when you forsake the realities of who you are. Okay, well, I'll get my 25 XP.
We will have justice.
Ding! Aggression. Before sending you to the academy, I want you on another task that needs to be dealt with immediately. Once used to aid us in gardening of Sunstrider Isle, the bestial tenders have grown out of our control. Clear them out with due haste, but be warned, their lack of control has made them aggressive. It is such aggression that forces us to put down these once gentle servants. It doesn't please me to ask you to do such a task, but survival is survival. I'll mourn later. Alright, so we're going to have to kill 7 tenders and 7 feral tenders, and then come back to him right over here. And he will give us a Sunstrider dagger, 75 copper, and a third of a level.
Shorel Aran.
So that, if we do all this stuff, we should come out pretty good. So let me think. If there was mana worms here, I think I had to arcane torrent them. Okay. So Arcane Torrent used to be really cool. Or not cool, but way different for anyone who doesn't know. What you had to used to do was, you'd mana tap, which was like a collection resource, and then after that you would like explode it out like that for the Arcane Torrent. And does it still silence? Yeah, silences all enemies when they and restores energy or mana. But yeah, that was the premise before, was that you had to gather it first, and then you would explode that power out, which really went along with the lore for the Blood Elves, how they have been using arcane energy to sustain themselves, and it's like part of their everything. Which, I mean, I guess you could argue that it's fine now, since they've kind of moved on with their lives. They're not doing that anymore, but I don't know. The racial seems, it's like an archaic symbol of the past that doesn't really fit with their lore anymore, I don't think. Because, like, they're not about arcane magic anymore like that. Or they're trying to get over it, so it seems strange that their racial is still based completely around it. And it's not the end of the world, I mean, it's whatever. But here's our Scroll of Scourge Magic. Alright, so for that, Scroll of Scourge Magic was over here. The other thing was like around here at this lake. Then the other thing was somewhere around here. Now over here is the Shrine of Death Ramar. So we're gonna go do that. And then on the way back we're gonna kill a bunch of feral tenders and regular tenders. Kill some chicken tenders right now. But yeah, and after that we should probably ding to 4. So Shrine of Death Ramar. It's pretty nice. It's old graphics. That's the other thing too. They never updated this apparently, so it's still got late 2000s graphics. You have discovered the location of the shrine. Upon further examination, you sense a strong pulse of strange power that has gripped the isle. You feel a bit uncomfortable standing by the shrine, and perhaps a little disturbed. The bronze placard along the side of the shrine reads, "Here stands the shrine of Dathramar, a fitting tribute to a noble elf. Let all who gaze on the monument remember his sacrifices for our people and his dedication to the cause of our continued survival. All who prosper in Quel'Thalas do so thanks to him." Alright. Not sure why we felt weird and bad about this. I really don't need to kill this tender over here, I just kind of want to. Alright, so I'm going to turn. I'm gonna go ahead and just grind this out and then start talking about some stuff again. We still need... Alright, so just finished killing all our chicken tenders, and now I need to get one more arcane sliver. Let's see if I can't. Maybe he'll drop it, that'd be nice. Or Lantan Paralan. I feel like he's gonna give me an item, my inventory is full, so that's an issue. So...
closer.
There we go. So we got all those. We have to drop something for him.
Anaria Shola.
While the deaths of tenders give me no joy whatsoever, it does show me that you're ready for the most important task you'll do here on Sunstrider Isle. Take this and put it to good use. You'll need good items and sharp wits for the task ahead. Our reassertion of control over the island depends on it. You will receive your Sunstrider dagger, 75 copper and a third of a level.
Hold your head high.
Yep, told you that was going to happen.
Victory lies ahead.
Felendrin the Banished. A betrayer of our people resides atop Falthrian Academy to the southwest. Felendrin is his name, and he was banished from Blood Elf lands for failing to heed the warnings of our teachers and elders. He is the worst of our society, as he lives only to feed his insatiable magical addictions. He refused to learn control. He is a shell of his former self, one of the wretched, and he's a threat to the Sunspire. Destroy him and the race he uses as minions. So we're going to kill 8 arcane wraiths, 2 tainted arcane wraiths, and Felendrin the Banished. They're located over on the Falthrian Academy, and then I'm going to bring Felendrin's head to Lanathan Paralon over here. He'll give me 2 silver and 550 experience.
Stay the course.
Okay, we'll do that after we turn in this other stuff and sell some junk, because we're kind of full up. And like I said, after this, we should definitely hit 4, and maybe be close to 5, to be honest. Look at this. We have 4 quests to turn in here, and I think all of these are worth at least 360. And I know that our XP meter is increasing, but I think it'll be okay.
Yes.
Alright, Arcanus Hellion. You've done well today, Solaray. Your willingness to learn shows you may very well rise above the unyielding cravings you must endure as a Blood Elf. Rest not on your laurels, young one, but instead seek to master what you have learned. Only through diligence will we as a race survive. Take this, and it may be of some use to you. Go now and bring glory once more to our people. So I'll get some vigorous bracers and 250 experience.
Keep your wits about.
Mother. Yep. That was my fault. That was my fault.
What business have you?
Alright, let's see. We'll equip some vigorous bracers. We'll go over here and... Oh, okay. Is there not like a gray cell? I'm going to have to get a UI client for that. Oh, actually... I want the lookout set. Like, I know it's stupid, but I want the basic shit.
Shurelaron. Everything.
God, I'm dying. Alright, we've got some... It's the same. Alright, moving on. So we took care of that. We got our new dagger equipped. Sunstrider dagger. Arcanus Ithanos.
We will persevere.
Many of the creatures here in the Isle were at one point bound into non-aggression and complacency by our magical skills. When the Scourge destroyed the Sunwell, our hold over these creatures shattered. Arcane slivers are the remnants of the control we once had, and as such might be useful in fashioning a new device to aid us in regaining their control. Better still, perhaps the slivers could be used to see what malaise the Isle truly suffers under. So we're going to turn that in. Splendid. These will do nicely. I've been doing quite a bit of thinking on the current malaise Sunstrider Isle suffers under. One possible course of action I have pondered was to collect these arcane slivers from the beasts on the Isle. In doing so, they could be experimented on. This would provide a potential source of culpability. Anyway, I will tend to the research. Allow me to place this incantation on you. I believe you'll make good use of it. You will receive 360 XP and a daylight cloak. Whoop whoop.
Death to all who oppose
Oh,
us.
it did give me an enchantment. Fortitude of the Sunstrider. Increase stamina and versatility by 5. Oh, versatility at this level I'm sure will be very helpful. Boop. Yeah, there used to be, like, the class trainers actually had a purpose, but I don't think they even do anymore. Like, they don't teach you anything. You just automatically get your skills, and, like...
Glory to the Sindora.
Yeah, like, these NPCs literally serve no purpose in the current game. Which is unfortunate. Like, I know they're trying to streamline systems and stuff, but, like, they even put a Pandaren. As recent as Mists, this was still an important area. However. Well Watcher Solanian. Let's do the Shrine of Dathromar. Ah, Silare, thank you for sharing your experience at the Shrine of Dathromar. First off, you should be commended for your sense of duty and respect. It will serve you well not only here, but in all of Aezeroth as well. As for the odd sensation, it is no doubt a contributing part of the taint that has befallen Sunstrider Isle. We shall keep an eye on it. Thank you for alerting us to it. You'll receive 1 silver, 50 copper, and 360 XP. Have you had a chance to find my belongings? Once we reassert our dominance over Sunstrider Isle, I will need them in my work. For now, though, I must maintain my watch over the Sunwell, or what remains of it. Well done! I knew you'd be perfect for the task. Once it's safe to make use of our outdoor facilities in the Isle, I'll be putting these things to good use. And like I mentioned, please feel free to keep the satchel. Also, you may find this piece of armor to be useful. Consider it ample compensation for a simple task performed dutifully. Alright, so we'll get our Sunspire cord, which is not any better than what we already had. 75 copper and 360 XP.
Keep your wits about you.
Not a bad deal. Alright, so our next quest would be to kill Felendrin the Banished, chop off his head, and bring it back. So let's go do that. I think they might have nerfed it, but I remember back when this quest, I first started playing this quest, it was actually kind of difficult for a low level because there was just so many wraiths. It wasn't super hard, but doing it without having other people running through. And then the other part was that Felendrin is a single mob, and you have to wait for a respawn. So when there was a bunch of people, even if getting up there was easy, you had to wait for him, and it was just a hassle. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different place, because these aren't aggressive mobs, so must have been a different area. Maybe it was just my own stupidity. I know I used to aggro ass loads of mobs at once for no real reason. Used to think it was fun.
I don't have a target.
Alright, so... as far as grinding my way up this mountain, or this academy, or whatever the hell it's supposed to be, I'm gonna fast forward through this because no one wants to see me just killing random shit like this. So I'll see you all at the top. Oh, okay, so before we get to the top, I just got a Tainted Arcane Sliver. Let's see what that does. You found an odd sliver of crystallized mana on the corpse of a Tainted Arcane Wraith. The sliver is different than others you have seen in that it looks darker and sinister looking as the Wraith you looted it from. Oh, as it looks as dark and sinister looking as the Wraith you looted it from. Just holding it gives you a sense of unnatural foreboding. Arcanist Hellion at the gazebo of the Sunstrider on Sunstrider Isle might be someone who could have a use for this sliver. So bring this Tainted Arcane Sliver to Arcanist Hellion over on the gazebo. We'll get a silver and 50 copper and 360 XP, which is... See, there's another thing, like, how do I, as the adventurer, know what my reward for that is going to be without going there? I feel like they should have made that... I know it's, like, maybe counterintuitive to, like, just good gameplay, maybe, but, like, for immersion, it's just like, oh, I'll take it back, and I know what I'm going to get. Like, how do I know what he's going to give me? He could be like, this is bullshit, I don't need this, go away. Stab. I don't know. Oh. I think that's why I used to skip it. It wasn't that it was hard. It's that look how few mobs are here, and if there were other people, I wouldn't be able to get enough, I don't think, because like there's not a lot of Tainted Arcane Wraiths. And if there were like 10, 20 people on this fucking spire, there's no way I would get this bad boy. With the regular ones, sure, but even then, there'd be like competition for them. And I know that it used to be more common to jump into groups just to do a quest, you didn't have to deal with that stuff, but like, I don't know. Anyways, to the top. Alright, here we are. Felendrin the Banished. Let's kick his ass.
Take heart. Your friends will not long mourn your passing.
I don't have friends. And you're dead. We got his head. Oh, wait, what? Do they not put quest items in your bag anymore? Somebody said, oh. We'll deal with that later. Alright, well, time to jump. What if this will kill me? Nope. Damn near close, though. Should probably wait before this next jump. So let's go turn this in to these cool kids, and I think that'll be it. I think that these are the last quests for Sunstrider Isle, and from here we'll move on to the mainland. Alright, here we go. Manathan Paralon.
Yes.
Heed well this warning. Felendrin the Banished is only a symptom of the much larger problem. His demise will solve our immediate concerns, but all Blood Elves share the potential same fate as him if we let our addictions get the best of us. Felendrin's head. You are to be commended, Sillaray. You've succeeded where others, like Felendrin, have utterly failed. Perhaps you are truly ready to be a contributing member of the Blood Elf Society. Your success here means that you are capable of surviving the greater threats that lurk in Eversong, and believe me, there are plenty to face. So, 2 silver, 550 XP, ding! Aiding the Outrunners. Magistrix Hedrona wanted you to head over to Silvermoon City in order to aid our reclamation efforts. That is, once you successfully address the situation at Falthrian Academy. You did not disappoint us, Sillaray. On your way to Falconwing Square, south of here, you should speak to the Outrunner Alarion. She's not far from the bridge. The Outrunners will take care of shuttling goods between here and the mainland, and since you've proven to be so resourceful, they could use your assistance. So, we're gonna go speak with Outrunner Alarion near the bridge leading south of Sunstrider Isle, and I'll get 45 experience, because all I gotta do is walk there. And this quest is what's gonna push us onto the mainland.
Our enemies will fall.
Ooh, look at you. Getting all boosted up like that. Alright. How's our inventory looking? A little full.
What do you seek?
I seek to sell this garbage. Alright.
The reckoning is at hand.
Victory.
Arcanus Hellion. From your demeanor, you seem to be on a matter of urgency. Is there something specific I can assist you with? So let's give him this tainted arcane sliver. This is more interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean more disturbing than anything else. Our efforts to reassert control over the Isle in the time following the destruction of the Sunwell have been a challenge. I suspect that whatever foul source is corrupting the Isle, it is at the heart of it all. This sliver may be some aid uncovering what's really going on. You were wise to bring this to me, Sillaray. Take this as compensation for your diligence. Thank you. Alright. 1 silver, 50 copper, and 360 XP.
Stay the course.
Thank you. Let's go in here real quick. Because I believe... Yep, weaponsmith.
Your gold is welcome here.
I believe this will do... Yeah, this will do more than the sharp dirk, which we start with. Or, I could straight up equip a, this sword. Oh, it's been a
We will
fan.
have justice.
I'm gonna have to try it. I've always liked the Blood Elf swords. They're just fancier than everyone else's. Like, they have that curve to them. I think as designers, Blizzard did a really cool job with that. Because they made them very distinct from everyone else's weapons. Even, like, it kind of looks like the guards have glaives, but they're not really the same thing as what the Night Owls have. And it would make sense since the Blood Elves are, I believe they're an offshoot of Night Elves, if I remember correctly. I'll have to look that up. But I thought all the elves were the same, and it wasn't until the Sundering that the Blood Elves became... Well, they weren't even Blood Elves then. They were just, I believe, High Elves or something. And they became Blood Elves in Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne. As you meet Kalthas there, and it was then he declared the elves, Blood Elves, in remembrance of their fallen kin, which was really interesting too. It really kind of like blew me back when they made Kael'thas, like, for Burning Crusade, like one of the big baddies, because Kael'thas in Frozen Throne was actually a good guy. Like, not just like he was like a protagonist side, but like he was also like kind of a good guy and was just doing what was right for his people, and he wasn't really one to be like, yeah, let me turn everything over to demons and shit. So it really surprised me when they went that route with that. And I don't know, I mean, it's writer's choice, I guess, but I had hoped that Kael'thas would have played a bigger role, because it really was like Burning Crusade started and it's like, Kael'thas is missing, and then it's like, oh, end of Burning Crusade, we murdered Kael'thas.
Anu Belore Delana.
Alright, Outrunner Alarion. Well, hello there, rogue. I heard that a resourceful young blood elf formerly in the service of Magistrix Arona might be making their way down here to help us Outrunners out. We certainly welcome the help, especially from someone who's proven to be so competent. I hope you're interested in running an errand or two for us. I'll receive 45 experience for completing this.
Death to all who oppose us.
It's hard work being an outrunner between Sunstrider Isle and Falconwing Square. Tight deadlines, long hours, and worst of all, the wretched. The road south goes to the ruins of Silvermoon. The place is crawling with wretched, ready to kill you for a few mana crystals. Unfortunately, I think that's what happened to the last outrunner we sent with one of Arona's packages. I see you're eager to prove yourself. Venture into Dawning Lane and see if you can find any trace of our outrunner. So, our objective is to go find this outrunner's dead body and probably pick up the package they have. We'll receive 110 experience.
Shorel Oran.
So yeah, this quest is also, like, these quests right here are just literally pushing you this way to put you into Eversong Woods, where then you have more freedom to walk around and do stuff. I'll probably call it quits at Falconwing Square because I have things to do. But, oh, look at him floating. Fancy. Alright, yep, slain outrunner. The outrunner's belongings have all been stolen with the exception of one package. It seems to match Alarion's description of Arona's package. Complete the quest. You take the package to confirm that it indeed comes from Magistrix Arona. Alarion would probably want you to bring it to her. Return the outrunner Alarion with Arona's package. I'll get 50 copper and 230 experience. This was a problem with old quests. So, there used to be a lot of running back and forth instead of like... So now they're done in like a loop where you come from this point, that point, that point, that point, and come back, and you've completed all the quests, and then you jump to the next hub. There was a lot of this back and forth before, which wasn't bad, because I mean, it made
Glory
sense.
to the Sindorai.
What did you find, Siluray? Well, I found this package. By the Sunwell, that's the third outrunner we've lost this month. I appreciate your courage in venturing in the Dawning Street. The guards need to keep a closer eye on these blasted wretched. So I'll get that reward of 50 copper, 230 experience. The death of another outrunner is true tragedy, but it's a risk we all accept when we take the job. Magistrix Arona at the Sunspire needs to get this package to the inn at Falconwing Square, and she needs it there as soon as possible. We're short-handed and I don't have anyone else available that I can cover for us. I'm not going to lie to you. The path to Falconwing Square can be extremely dangerous if you believe the safety of Dawning Lane. You feel up for the task? So, we gotta deliver this package over to Falconwing Square in Eversong Woods. I'll be able to get some food that isn't even good, and 110 experience.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright. Yeah, like, I feel like at this point in time, just the rate that things happen in World of Warcraft and stuff, like wars end in like in like a year's time or a little over a year and stuff. I feel like the people of Silvermoon, and including everything else, if this was like a real world and as immersive as I would like it to be sometimes, these wretched would be fucking wiped out. Like they wouldn't even exist anymore. Besides the fact they're such a low level and not really a threat to anyone, and any of these NPCs that have a problem with them are weak and pathetic. It's just like, this wouldn't be an ongoing problem. And this is what I mean by the world not really evolving. It's a very static world. Like they make expansions to increase new content, and that's what makes it a growing game, but the old content is completely static and doesn't evolve with the world. So it's like you're in a completely different time. Like, I might as well be existing 10 years ago. I'm not in the same world as the current game. Right, so there's a bunch of quests here that we're going to pick up later, but we're not going to right now. We are going to deliver this to the innkeeper. Oh, she is. Innkeeper Delaniel.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
Oh, do you, Delaniel? Welcome to Falcon Wing Square Inn. May I prepare a meal for you? Or ready a room? I've come to deliver something. Welcome to my inn, rogue. Am I to understand that you have something for me? Well, I've got a Rona's package. Thank you. I do appreciate the prompt delivery. While you're here, please make yourself comfortable. If you haven't done so already, feel free to get a Hearthstone and bind yourself here. Using a Hearthstone will allow you to recall to an inn once every half hour. If you ever lose your Hearthstone, simply return to an inn. An innkeeper will gladly give you a new one. Choose a reward. So we'll take some apples and take that experience.
Salama Ashalanore.
So that's another thing. I believe, and I can't fully remember because it was so long ago, but I remember the Hearthstones taking an hour of cooldown, not 30 minutes. But, you know. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll be back, and when we come back, we will be heading to Silvermoon, and I think I'm going to change the questing area to Tirisfal Glade, but we'll see. We might do Eversong Woods. Alright. Oh yeah, and at the end of each video you're supposed to say the thing where you're like, hey, like and subscribe. So if you would like to, please feel free to like and subscribe this video as I continue to make more Let's Plays for WoW.